Isiah Thomas, one of the greatest point guards of all time and the leader of the Bad Boy Pistons during the 1980s. In The Last Dance, it was made pretty clear that Michael Jordan and Isiah Thomas really hated each other. Jordan has called Thomas an a-hole, and recently, Thomas even ranked MJ as only the fourth best player that he'd ever faced. When we look at Zeke's resume, we see that he never won a gold medal and was not a part of the Dream Team, and some people believe that Jordan has to do with that. And with his playing career being much shorter than other great players of his era, having only played 13 seasons due to a torn Achilles. But how good of a player was he? What is up with it, everybody? My name is Luke, and in this video, let's talk about Isiah Thomas. Isiah Thomas's first major accomplishment in basketball was winning the gold at the 1979 Pan American Games in San Juan as a teenager. His future college coach Bob Knight got so frustrated with him that he threatened to send Thomas home early. But anyway, Thomas did spend a couple seasons with the Indiana Hoosiers following these games, and at college, he made an immediate impact, helping Indiana win the Big Ten championship in his freshman year with Mike Woodson. In his sophomore season, Coach Knight made him team captain, and he'd eventually lead them to the 1981 NCAA championship, where he won the NCAA Final Four Most Outstanding Player. After a successful couple of seasons in college, Isiah would declare for the draft, and he was selected with the number 2 pick by the Detroit Pistons. During his rookie year, Thomas made an immediate impact, and was even named an All-Star starter for his play. He finished his rookie season with solid averages, putting up about 18 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals, and was named to the All-Rookie team. He also helped the Pistons improve their record from the season before by 18 games, although they still missed the playoffs. But with trades that got them Bill Laimbeer, one of the most physical and controversial players of all time, and Vinnie Johnson, an amazing bench scorer, they looked promising. But the main key thing for the Pistons was the hiring of Chuck Daly in 1983, after Isiah's sophomore season. Speaking of Isiah, he improved his sophomore year, increasing his scoring average, efficiency, and bumped up his steals rate. One of the things that stood out about Thomas was that despite the fact that he was only 6'1", he was still a really good defender. Continuing on, the Pistons finally made the playoffs with Daly as coach, although they did struggle to start. They couldn't make it past the second round from 1984 to 86. But Isiah himself continued to play well, even leading the league in assists per game in 1985 and making the All-NBA first team 3 straight seasons. After all this, things finally started to turn around. In 1985, the Pistons drafted Joe Dumars, one of the greatest defenders at his position of all time. And in fact, Thomas and Dumars formed one of the greatest backcourt duos in NBA history. The following year, in the draft, they also got Dennis Rodman, who's considered to be one of the most, if not the most diverse defenders of all time, as well as a key player in John Salley. And sure enough, Detroit did improve as a team. They won 52 games in the 1986-87 season, led by Isiah, and made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Unfortunately, in Game 5, Thomas had a crucial turnover at the end, where his inbound pass got stolen by Larry Bird and got the ball to Dennis Johnson for the game-winning layup. The Celtics ended up winning in 7 games, and if Thomas didn't mess that up, they would have had a great chance to win the series, no doubt about it, as a Game 5 win in Boston would have helped carry the momentum over to a Game 6 at home. The following 3 seasons, the Pistons would make it to the NBA Finals 3 times in a row, and in each of those playoff runs, they would defeat none other than Michael Jordan and the Bulls. They used a strategy known as the Jordan rules to defend him, which was to play him tough, to physically challenge him, and to vary its defenses so as to try to throw him off balance. Game 6 of the 1988 Finals had a very controversial moment, when Bill Laimbeer got called for a phantom foul which gave Kareem 2 free throws to win the game. This call was blatantly wrong, as Kareem barely even got touched, and with Thomas getting hurt in Game 6, the Lakers would win the whole thing with a Game 7 victory. Some people believe that the refs rigged this one on purpose because of how much people hated the Pistons. Their rough physical play style is why nobody liked them even though they were really good. And this, combined with their role as villains of the NBA, is one of the main reasons why they got their nickname, the Bad Boys. The next couple of seasons, however, saw the Pistons achieve a ton of success. Acquiring Mark Aguirre for Adrian Dantley in a trade, Detroit won 63 games for the 1988-89 season, with Isiah once again leading the way, averaging 18 points and 8 assists for the season. Detroit had a rather smooth playoff run, which started by first sweeping the Celtics, then they swept Sidney Moncrief and the Bucks, and of course, defeated Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals in 6 games. The Pistons ended this playoff run with a bang, sweeping the Lakers, thus getting their revenge from the season prior and winning the first ever championship for the team. And in the 1989-90 season, they defended their title, defeating the Portland Trailblazers in 5 games in the finals. Isiah Thomas won Finals MVP, averaging 28 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. Thomas said after the finals victory, "We never quit. We always feel we are going to win, no matter what the score is. It's all a battle of will. You have to keep asking yourself, how bad do you really want it?" The following season, the Pistons were unable to replicate their success, as they got swept by the Bulls, and after that, the team started to age. In 1992, Isiah Thomas was not a part of the Dream Team. Some people believe that Jordan had to do with this, as there was a rumor that MJ said that he would agree to be on the team only if Thomas was not on the squad. But it turns out there were other guys like Scottie Pippen who also didn't like him either. In 1994, Thomas tore his Achilles and subsequently retired after a 13-year career. So, how good was Isiah Thomas actually? He was super good. 2-time champion, a Finals MVP, 12-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA selection, and a top 5 point guard of all time, in my opinion. The impressive thing about what he did was that it all happened in a very tough era and arguably the most iconic era in NBA history, going up against the likes of Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and Magic Johnson. As an individual player, he was a great scorer and passer, a good defender, especially for his height, and most importantly, an effective leader. He embraced his role as the leader of the Bad Boys. The team respected him a ton too. Even though he's had his fair share of beef with the likes of MJ and other organizations hated the Pistons during his career too, Isiah Zeke Thomas was an incredible player without question. But anyway, that does it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Isiah Thomas in the comments below. And if you enjoyed, be sure to give a like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications. And with that, I'm out. See you guys next time.